Day 2, Ruth. Number 1. Why is Ruth's loyalty to Naomi so important? Ruth's loyalty is important because it demonstrates selfless love, faithfulness, and commitment during a time of deep loss and uncertainty. Her devotion showed love for Naomi and faith in the God of Israel. Number 2. What does Ruth's story tell about God's providence? Ruth teaches that God is working through the scenes even during difficult and painful seasons. God quietly arranges events that brought restoration, provision, and blessing to Ruth and Naomi. Number 3. Why does Boaz called a kinsman redeemer? Boaz was called a kinsman redeemer because he redeemed Ruth and Naomi by restoring their family inheritance and providing protection, provision, and a future. Spiritually, Boaz is often seen as a picture of Christ. What does Ruth reveal about God's care for outsiders? Ruth reveals that God welcomes and values people regardless of nationality or background. Ruth, though a Moabite, became part of God's greater redemptive plan. Number 5. Why did Naomi struggle with bitterness? Naomi struggled with bitterness because she experienced great loss, including the death of her husband and sons. Yet God had not abandoned her and was still working through restoration. Number 6. What role did humility play in Ruth's life? Humility shaped Ruth's character through her faithful work, respectful attitude, and willingness to serve others. Her humility positioned her for God's favor and blessing. What does Ruth teach about faith during uncertain times? Ruth teaches that faith often requires trusting God without knowing the full outcome. Her obedience during the uncertainty eventually led to blessings and purpose. Number 8. Why is the genealogy at the end of Ruth important? It is important because it connects Ruth and Boaz to King David and ultimately to Jesus Christ, showing how God uses ordinary lives for eternal purposes. What does redemption mean in the book of Ruth? Redemption in Ruth means being rescued, restored, and given hope in a future. Spiritually, it points towards God's work of redeeming humanity. Number 10. What's the main message in the book of Ruth? The main message of Ruth is that God faithfully works through love, loyalty, and humility, and redemption through the painful seasons of life. Number 11. What does Ruth's loyalty to Naomi teach about commitment? Ruth's loyalty teaches that true commitment is rooted in faithfulness, love, and sacrifice rather than convenience. Genuine commitment remains steady during difficult seasons. Number 12. How does God's provision appear in similarly ordinary events? God's providence appears in quiet and ordinary moments throughout Ruth. God worked through daily life, relationships, timing, and small decisions to accomplish His greater plan. What is the significance of the kinsman redeemer, Boaz? The kinsman redeemer protected and restored family members in need. Boaz's role pointed spiritually to Jesus Christ, who redeemed and restored humanity. Number 14. How does this story connect to God's larger plan of salvation? Ruth became part of a lineage of King David and Jesus Christ. Her story reveals how God uses ordinary people and events to accomplish His eternal redemptive plan. And number 15. Why is Ruth's background as a Moabite important? Ruth's background is important because it demonstrates that God's grace extends beyond ethnic or cultural boundaries. God welcomes all who come to Him in faith and humility.